Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Brass Lancashire. Brass Lancashire came out this year. In fact, I just got my copy this week or last week, or I'm not sure when I'm posting this video, but really recently. In fact, I think that this video will hit hopefully before it's really available, so you'll be able to watch this and go, oh yes, I really like that. I am not personally someone who knows the original Brass game. I believe that this lands really close, really similar to that original Brass game. If you are someone who has played the original Brass game and really likes it, then I guarantee you'll still like this game. There are two versions of this game. There's Lancashire and there's Birmingham. I will do Birmingham next week, so I'm not going to talk about that at all today. We're talking about Lancashire. So, this is the original version with a couple of minor detail tweaks. As I say, I haven't played the original, so I don't know exactly what those minor detail tweaks are, but I believe there are a couple in there. The main difference between this version and the original is that the artwork has changed. If you look at any artwork from the original, you'll go, oh geez, that's bland. Oh geez, that's really bleh. This is beautiful. It's dark. You can tell from the box cover that there's something different going on with this particular game. This is now the board. It is beautifully artistically done, and I'm just a huge fan of that board. It scales very nicely to a 2-player game or a 4-player game simply by taking out areas which are color-coded, so you can very quickly just ignore those areas that even exist and just focus on the ones that you are going to get cards for. The way that this game plays, it actually is quite a heavy game comparatively to other games you've played. I played it recently with 4 players and it took close on the 3 hours to play. The box itself says it plays from an hour to 2 hours. We went close on 3. Now, admittedly, there was a heck of a lot of, okay, it's your turn. Look at the cards. Look at the board. Look at the cards. Look at the board. There was a lot of that stuff going on. If everyone at the table was just thinking about what they're going to do before it got to them, they'd have a much better chance at hitting the 2-hour time of the game. And this is the case with pretty much every game that we get that has a time limit on, which is all the games. They've got this time limit on, but any of those heavier games, if you know the game, if you know what you're doing, if you're thinking while other players are going, we've got a chance at hitting that time estimate. If you are waiting to your turn before you start thinking, then we're in trouble. Then we're going to get into the drama of it going for 3 hours when it should only go for 2. I really enjoyed this game. It's my first real meaty experience with Brass, and it sits right in my wheelhouse. I've had previous games that have come across my table that that are heavy and I should like and I want to like and I haven't, but this is one that I do. I'll see how the other version goes next week, and I'll see if I like it better or worse or whatever's going on. The one thing I find is a problem with this game is there's a section on the board that allows you to purchase coal and iron, which are the 2 major resources in this game, if you don't have access to them anywhere else, which is fine. You can build things off your board which will give you access to those particular products, which also is fine. The problem is that there's a rule in there that if I build, say, a coal and there's space in the coal market, I can take the number of coal into that coal market for free. So in essence, if someone's been buying coal from the coal market, I'm going to be able to move things straight up to refill that up, empty off my card, and therefore turn it over and get the money up for it, or the points for it in the end of the section that gets points. There's 2 eras, I guess they call it, that get points. There's the first era, the second era, split by if we're using boats or if we're using rails, boats and canals, rails. That whole thing of 2 scores, I love it. It's fine. But this section, this area of the board, and people have had a problem with it. People that have sat down and played it, on my first play, I've got used to it being there, and I've got used to not really worrying too much about it. But everyone who has played it, there's at least been someone at the table who said, why does that exist? Why is that a thing? Simply because the coal, the ore, they're on the cards. Now, people who are doing the things that need the coal and the ore, firstly, that's not really going to come up until the second age, because not a whole bunch in the first half of the game really needs that ore or the coal, and so you'll find that it's not really getting used that much, and so therefore it seems like almost redundant that it's there. It seems like, oh, I don't really need to do these things. Whereas I found in the second age that more and more of the coal especially was getting used, and so therefore people were able to actually put out the coal mines and fill up the coal thing straight away and suddenly get points and move the marker forward for incomes off that coal. In the last game I played with 4 players. I didn't win. I'm happy to say I didn't win. I didn't win by the amount of extra points from leftover money, which is really interesting to me, because I was actually looking at it for every other game that I've had, saying, the extra money, there's too big a gap. Those 2 markers were right on each other, and then the other player had more extra monies, and so they pushed forward. I kind of like that. I've tried playing it slightly differently each time, just to find what's going to work the best for this game. I've found that pretty much every tactic that I've used has worked just as well as every other tactic. If you go on and watch my videos, you'll see how to play the game. You'll see what the different things that you can do are. Realistically, this is actually a relatively straightforward game, but because you've got choice on each turn, it suddenly becomes a really hard game at the same time, because you're trying to weigh up, oh, what am I trying to build? Can I build that? Do I have enough income to build that? How can I get more money? All of this stuff kind of it becomes a really, really meaty game. On the first explanation, you kind of go, oh yeah, I get it. I understand every single one of those things that you're saying to me. But the actual playing of it is, oh my goodness, it's out there. It's really, really good. So look, I strongly advise you go ahead and have a play of Brass Lancashire. I've got both of them. Watch both the videos this week, watch the videos next week, and see what you think. See which one you prefer if you're only looking at getting 1 copy. If you're looking at getting both of them, because you know what, sometimes you're going to want to play this way, sometimes you're going to want to play another way. That's fine as well. There's a few games on my shelf behind me that I've got both the old and new version of, and you know what, both versions get played. It just depends on the mood of what I'm thinking of at the time, or what who I'm playing with and how heavy they wish to go. So look, have a look at it, see what you think. Please comment below if you've played this game, if you played the original game. Comment below and tell me what you think of it. Tell me what you like, what you dislike. If there's anything in there that's really frustrating you or anything like that, that's absolutely fine. I'll leave it there. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you've got any games that you wish to be Gamesplained, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.